This person is very polite in their approach to me, so please don't give this person shit. I'm being very, very serious when I say that. When people approach you with differences in a polite manner, I think it's important that we have a polite conversation with them, even if we vehemently disagree with what they're saying. If they come at you like assholes, then you can treat them like assholes. If they come at you rude, then you can treat them rudely. This person came at me very politely. This is the second part of a comment, and I wanted to address this part of it. This person is basically asking me if I would be open to a healthy debate on the existence of God. No. And here's why. I've had that debate over and over and over and over again. I voluntarily lived in a Christian mission for 6 months when I was a very young man in my early 20s so that I could ask those very questions. I have sought out religious leaders from various religions so I could sit down and have these conversations with them. I have been trying to have debates with people over the existence of God for the better part of 40 years. And the one thing that I have found in all of those conversations is as follows. Even the most ardent believers who are the politest that I have ever had an opportunity to have conversations with cannot provide any material evidence of an existence of God. They can provide belief. They can point out that there are actual places that that exist in real life that are mentioned in the Bible. That's not proof of a God. And essentially, it all boils down to, well, look around. How did all of this happen to be? If you can come up with some physical evidence of the existence of a God, I will have this conversation with you. Without pointing to a tree and going, well, how did that get there? Right? If you can come up with there is physical existence to support the theory that we evolved from a lower species. That does not mean that there's physical existence to prove how we all came to be on either side of the conversation. People who say that God created everything cannot provide any physical proof to that theory, and people who say that we all came from a single atom and the Big Bang Theory and boom, and then there was the universe, can't provide any physical evidence to it. The Big Bang people, however, also believe that the Earth is a certain number of years old, and they can provide physical evidence to that. They believe that we evolved from a lower species. There's physical evidence to support that. There is exactly zero physical evidence to support the existence of a God. It's all faith-based. I have been having this conversation for decades, and I'm not interested in having the conversation again. When somebody can provide physical evidence of God existing, I will have that conversation. Until then, as far as I'm concerned, this conversation and argument is over. There is no evidence for the existence of a supreme being. There's no evidence for the existence of the Abrahamic God. There's no physical existence for the physical proof of the existence of any of the other gods. It just doesn't exist. So no, I am not interested in beating my head against that wall over and over and over again. I know the conversations that I've had over the course of my life. I know the lack of evidence that has been produced. I know that it is predominantly faith-based, and faith means, with all due respect, exactly fuck all when we're trying to prove something.